Have you ever said something and been like, ugh, why did I do that? Well, I can tell you why, so let's get into it. So here's what the sociologist, the psychologist, and all the smart people out there will tell you that you do when faced with what we'll call a disruption or a crisis or something that kind of provokes you. We used to refer to this as fight or flight, like when something startles you or scares you, you want to beat it up or run from it. Some people freeze, but really what the scientists have shown us is that there's 6 emotional responses to anything that kind of startles you and jumps up in your face. 6 emotional responses. You want to attack it. You want to get you end up defending yourself. You defend yourself. You apologize profusely. I am so sorry. Sometimes you counterattack. Well, I might have done this, but you're a bastard or something. You kind of end up counterattacking the person, and they're all very emotional and they're all terrible. And I think it's really important that you figure out what your natural tendency is. Mine is to attack. I know it. And it's hard for me, and I do it way too much when faced with a moment of stress, but I realize I do it so that I can try to protect myself against that. Some people get really defensive, and they're all emotional. None of them are any worse than the other one, and you're not a bad person because of it. It's just kind of human nature. But there's a 7th response, and it's non-emotional, and it's really the only Did I say white? It's the only right way to respond if you're really thinking logically and soundly. And that's what I want you to think about. Well, first off, know how you respond naturally, and then know that this 7th response, which is to actively be advocating or selling what you're doing, correct. So we'll say selling, but not like used car salesman or I'm going to get you in this car today, a TV infomercial type selling, but like selling, advocating for your position in a calm, non-aggressive, attacking or defensive manner. So let's talk about Amazon real quick. They're feeling pretty defensive right now. They're being called out by Representative Mark Pocan. Is it Pocan? P-O-C-A-N? I'm probably destroying how you pronounce it. I don't know. And Senator Elizabeth Warren. That one I got correct because she ran for president, so I know how to pronounce Warren now. So you've got these two, and I'm just going to read to you what was said. And so the Representative Pocan said, paying workers $15 an hour doesn't make you a progressive workplace, Amazon. And when you union bust and make workers urinate in water bottles. And so Amazon responds with, you don't really believe this peeing in bottles thing. It feels a little defensive to me. That's not selling that never happened. It's not selling what they're doing to take care of their employees. It's very defensive. If that were true, nobody would work with us. If that were true, nobody would work with us. You can always tell when somebody's lying, by the way, when if you ask them something and you said, did you do this? And they go, why would I do that? Instead of denying it or agreeing to it. Why would I do that? My answer is always because you're lying. You're a liar. You're a lying piece of shit. I don't know why. I mean, lots of people lie, but watch a lot of interrogation videos, and that one's going to pop up a lot. So they didn't advocate that they were doing it right. They didn't advocate they were doing wrong. They just tried to pivot away from it and counterattack. Nobody would work for us if we did that. And then here's the truth. The truth is, finally, they start to have a little bit of positive messaging here. This last part. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and health care from day one. That's the first part where they were actively trying to sell what they were doing and saying, why did they start with that and get rid of this defensiveness? It would have come off better. They wouldn't have gotten these articles out there right now that said that they're in a Twitter war. This didn't really feel like a war to me, but it felt a little defensive. Next up is Senator Warren, and she writes down in a tweet, I didn't write the loopholes, Amazon, so that you could exploit them. Your armies of lawyers and lobbyists did. Now, it seems that she's trying to provoke a little bit of a fight here, and she says that she's going to fight them and make them pay their fair wage and union bust and maybe split them up. So she's trying to institute a fight and a war. I don't know why Amazon wants to engage in that with her. And the response says they are engaging in that battle now. They are counterattacking, which is it's extraordinary and revealing that one of the most powerful politicians in the United States is going to break up our company so that we can't be criticized anymore. Well, they're going on the offensive. They're counterattacking her. And who knows when this will end, but I don't see how it benefits Amazon to go to war with the senator. I kind of get how it helps a politician in a Democratic district that she's a big union supporter and wants to go after big business. But I don't see how it helps Amazon at all. They need to sell to everyone, Democrats, Republicans, everyone across the board. And so why not, instead of respond with one of those 6 emotional responses they're counterattacking here, is instead say, actually, our millions of employees get health care, they get fair wages, and they haven't wanted to unionize because they don't need to pay dues to get what we're already providing them in exchange of fair value of services for money or something like that. I'm not saying any of that's true, by the way. I haven't done any research papers on Amazon. I'm just trying to let you know that they're not advocating and selling what they're doing right. They just sound like they're whining and getting into a war of words with Elizabeth Warren. I just don't see how that benefits them. So I'm trying to remember this lesson myself. When I go into fight mode, instead to pull back and go, okay, my natural instinct is to fight. I need to be advocating what's right, even though if I got to kind of choke it down a little bit, because the next day I always feel better when I don't go on the offense and lead into a discussion with an emotional reaction, which is, it's kind of clear that's what Amazon's doing right now. This is a person tweeting this, and they're defensive first and then counterattacking. And I think they're going to wake up in a few days and say, why did we provoke this? Why are we trying to get news stories that we're in a Twitter war right now with politicians? Let's just sell products and make money and move on with our lives. Anyway, I hope this helps you. I'm still working on it myself. So good luck out there.